All right. What's happening, everyone? Time is my time. Everybody keeps bullying me. Time is the time. That's okay. Time is my time. Welcome, Thursday, June 12th. This is exciting. ASEAN Unlimited has launched a couple of committees, lighting, education. We have our advisory board. But the one thing that was constantly asked of us was, where is the in-person training? How are we helping our team develop? What can we do to kind of take someone from green to mean, take them out of a Best Buy, get them into the field, help them move into different industries. So it's like the clouds opened up and all of our prayers were answered with IntegrateU, which is great. So IntegrateU, if you were at our Indianapolis conference, you could have found us in the back room singing karaoke for the most part. That was our first introduction with Dante and Henry. But we had them at our conference just to come talk and hang out with us. And IntegrateU has been around for a while. They've trained a couple hundred, if not thousand. I don't want to overshoot myself on that one. People through their academy. And what we're going to do today is talk about exactly what IntegrateU is and does for you. Our handshake with them, of course, will be in the program book. We have a discount for working with them. We have a partnership, but without taking away any of Dante's presentation here, I'm going to turn it over to him. Dante is the brains behind this. He is the boots on the ground. He is the teacher in the classroom. He will tell you everything top to bottom about how he trains everyone on your team, what exactly it is, and what you're getting out of this. So I'll stop talking. I'm going to hand the mic over to Dante and let him integrate you.
All right. Well, thank you guys for joining. I really appreciate you taking time out of your day to hop on this call. And I'm truly excited about this partnership between IntegrateU and ASEAN and the whole nationwide group here together. So I'm going to go ahead and share a deck really quick just to kind of do a brief overview of, IntegrateU, what we offer, what we bring to the table, and how we can support you through this relationship and this partnership that we're bringing together. So let's go ahead and throw up our deck here. All right, so let's get started. So who is IntegrateU? Well, what IntegrateU is, we're a training company, right? And we do a lot of specialization in the onboarding and the development process. Our mission is to help, you know, help this industry, the custom integration industry, with the onboarding process, with the continuous engagement process, and teach you how to implement such a process within your organization. We've helped, over 600 organizations over the last, I would say, several years uh, with this process. And what I'll share with you here in a bit is, not only do we do the onboarding and training, but we also offer some in-person and one-on-one training as well. So let's go ahead and slide through this. So what do? We specialize in leadership development training. That's our passion, more than anything, because if we can teach you how to lead your teams, if we can teach you how to keep your teams engaged, then we feel like we're helping you to become more successful and also helping you to grow your business, right? Again, we specialize in those onboarding and training programs, and I'll run through what those are here shortly. And then, we have specific trainings that we offer right now that focuses on sales, leadership, project management, and technicians. We also do offer some coaching and consulting solutions as well. A lot of the information that I'm not going to share on the screen with you today is on our website, and I'll have the address to our website up here briefly at the end of the presentation. So that way, if you do want to go to the website and check out, more specifically what we do, there's actually a lot of information, and it'll go deeper into detail about exactly how the process works when working with us. Our programs right now currently are, helping you build out that custom onboarding track and development track. And what do I mean by that is, like when you bring a new employee into your organization, there should be a process that you have in place for them. Not only day one, the orientation, but what is the ongoing development piece for them. And so we can support and help you with building out those personalized development tracks for your organization. We do offer in-person training experiences. We do have a training facility located in Richmond, Virginia. And right now we're also helping to build out a training facility down in Naples, Florida as well, so that we can expand our offerings into different locations. But we do offer in-person training experiences at our facilities right now for technicians, project managers, for sales associates, sales leaders, and leadership altogether, right? We also do offer up one-on-one coaching and team development, and we can do that at your facility or somewhere close by to your facility. And the trainings that we offer right now for the one-on-ones or team development would be the project management, sales, and leadership. And then our final offering is our fractional leadership services. So we know that our organizations within this industry, they range anywhere from a 3-man crew to a 50-man organization, right? And we know that sometimes you may not have that particular position or someone in your company that's dedicated to doing some of the work that you do. So we can definitely offer up a fractional service for you. And if you want more information about that too, again, that's going to be online on our website, and we can actually, also set up a one-on-one call to talk about that and discuss that further. Just wanted to share a couple pictures with you here, and disregard that picture down bottom. That's an older picture, but our in-person trainings, in our technician training, we take what I call a piece of delivery guy, and we turn them into we start their journey on turning them into a productive technician. We offer a 5-day experience for onboarding new technicians. And we go through everything from safety protocol to, learning how to do pre-wires, trim outs, starting to finish out phase. We do cover mounting TVs, programming and setting up TVs, building racks, wire management. We also cover etiquette in there. And we also provide all participants feedback throughout the experience, but also we send back a holistic scorecard to whoever registered that individual in your organization to kind of give you feedback on whether or not that person is going to be a great values fit for your company as well, right? We do also go out and we do trainings at like we were out recently at your conference that you had, and so we do trainings out at the conferences as well. But again, we also can come out to your facility and do boots on the ground as well. All of our trainings, our in-person experiences, are all hands-on experiences. My mission is to coach and teach people about the practical application of coaching and training. And what does that mean? That just means that, hey, you know what? We want you to learn how to successfully coach these folks. We want to provide you with the tools you need to be a successful coach. And so that's one of the things that we do. And when we do go out, when we spend time training, whether it's one-on-one at your facility or if it's at a conference, our mission is to make sure that you're walking away with something that's going to help you to continuously onboard and develop your folks when you get back to the organization. I'm going to show you a couple examples of some tracks that we developed, and these are personalized to folks. So I'm going to move on to the next slide here. So like, for example, you're hiring a new person. What we'll do is we'll help you develop like not only what exactly that individual needs to do, but if there's a particular learning path that you have in mind or training that you use, we'll actually help you to build that track out for those individuals. And then we will actually help you with the practical application portion. And part of that, again, that practical application portion is the coaching. Like, how do you successfully coach that individual when they come into your organization? So the next 3 slides are just a couple of, tracks that you can just view, and then, and then I'll move on from there. So we do offer, like this is a customer service track. This is a leadership track. So if you have someone that's new into a leadership role, we offer introductory leadership, and then we also offer that additional advanced leadership track as well, that we can help you develop those individuals who are maybe moving in to a leadership role from, a non-leadership role, right? One other thing we do, we are really passionate about the engagement portion of things. So we will help you to build a customized roadmap for your training programs as well. And what this custom roadmap does is it's just another way to keep your team engaged. You can make it fun, or you can provide them uh, a pathway to show them exactly, what the offerings are in your company. How do I go from being, a new employee to being a lead technician to being a senior technician to potentially maybe one day becoming a project manager or a sales consultant, or even, moving into a leadership role within your organization. So having a visual roadmap of the process as well is a way to keep your employees engaged. And then we'll also teach you how to incorporate this into like your all hands meetings, into your training day events, or any of those things too. And we also help you with, teaching you how to involve vendors in this process as well, because our goal is not to recreate all the training that's out there. Training's been out there forever. We just want to help you simplify, the path and the track that that new person needs when they come into your organization, and then also help you with the engagement portion. How do you keep them engaged? Here's another example of a roadmap as well. So like I said, they're all customized. So just depending on what your organization, ask as we work together on an individual basis, we will help to build those roadmaps out for you. All right. Now, our partnership with you guys, with Ozion, right? I'm excited about it because, for one, now we're expanding our offering and services out into the entire CI space, and this is allowing us to help more than just, one individual group. Now we can help the entire CI industry, and I'm excited about this partnership with you guys because it allows me to be able to support you and your future, with your future onboarding process and things like that. I will tell you this, another thing that we offer, and I didn't put in a slide deck, is, we do, a quarterly, um, what we call a roundtable. It's virtual, and we bring in, whatever companies want to be a part of that, and we share KPIs, best practices across the board. And our goal is to help the entire organization, be more efficient at collaboration. I know a lot of times we look at, our neighbors next door, or when I say our neighbors next door, our competition as the enemy, but what if we could collaborate, right? And so our goal is to help change that narrative too, because ultimately we all want to win, and so we offer up a way to help support that as well. Okay. And then the last deck I have here, and then I'll go live. So anything that you may have questions on or whatever, I can definitely go live and share some other things with you. Here's our website. It's IntegrateU.net. And if you want additional information, you can just shoot an email over to info@IntegrateU.net, and then I will set up a meeting or one-on-one meeting with you, so that way we can talk about our services a little bit more into detail. Okay, so that's the slide deck for now. I'm going to stop. I'll leave this up for now, but Patrick, I don't know if we can open the mic up for questions right now before I do anything or go live with anything else.
Yeah, the chat's open. I think you guys can turn on your microphones. I encourage you, while we have Dante for the next 30, 40 minutes, to pick his brain. Otherwise, I'll sit here and interview him. But is this landing with everyone? Do you understand what this offer is? Like I said, the number one request, I remember standing on stage for the past couple of conferences and everybody saying, what are we doing for in-person training? Meanwhile, this was coming. I mean, the number one issue was labor. And now we have a solution for you to train your people. And I assume the next part of this, Dante, we're going to start going a little more granular into what it is. And okay, and so I don't forget, by the end of this, we also have a special Osceon class set up that we need to get some people to in November, not November. When's the date on that?
August,
August.
August 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. So
4, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so we'll have a sign up link go out for that as well. And again, we have a handshake and a partnership, so this will come at a discount, which is great. You guys need to take advantage of this, and send people to it, right? This is the whole point of supporting the people that are supporting us. So we'll get to the end of that, but just so I remember to say it, August 4th at IntegrateU in Richmond, Virginia, we're going to have a special dedicated class. We asked them to open it for the Osceon people. So let's send some people there and get some people going to it. Any
yeah.
questions right now, guys? You got, come on. I know it's Thursday, but let's pop the mic on. Let's talk to it. Let's talk a little bit.
Yeah, Jason with Automated Living. Absolutely see the value in this. We're kind of in a transitional state right now as a company where we're trying to build structure as far as pathway for staff. But my questions really, I've got a few here. If I don't hold anybody up, if other people have questions, chime in. But one is there any kind of certification that these technicians are going to walk away, they're going to hold of any kind of value for them? So like one thing that we do at our company is quite a few of our employees, and it's kind of a goal of ours, is for them to get CDA certifications like the CIT and IST and stuff like that. Or any of your all's courses have anything like that, or you all use that as a pathway?
Yeah, so we use we use it as a pathway. We are a certified CDA training center as well. We've also partnered with Avixa for the commercial side of things. So our goal is to drive certification to them. So we've shared our custom built content with them, but we also drive their content as part of this process. We build it into the specialized tracks that we build out, so that we can drive that to them, because the certification, just to be quite upfront with you, the certification process is intense, and you definitely need a dedicated department and team to stay on top of that. So I just decided to partner with, those two industry training companies as part of the process and just drive certification through them.
Okay.
But you will get a certificate of completion once you complete that the classes, so that way they know. And I do know this too, like once we land our tracks onto the CEDIA platform, when they go live with that, CEDIA has already certified our tracks to align with their training for CIT and IST, and likewise for Avixa.
Okay. Last two, they should be short and sweet. Do you guys, like, whenever you look at, like, whenever a company like us comes to you and we're like, hey, like, these are the control systems we use, these are the products we use, do you guys cater any of the classes towards that goal, or is it kind of just a general class, or can you
Yeah,
speak on
so
that a little bit?
yeah, good question. Yeah, so our in-person experiences are catered to not be specific towards any vendor. We do have a lot of vendor support when it comes to the product and things that we use inside of the experiences, but we try to stay away from doing specialized training for the vendors, because a lot of them have their own training programs. So like we
Okay.
may introduce them to, say, for example, say like if you're a Crestron or a Control 4 dealer, they may see that product being installed in the rack or something throughout our experience, but we're not necessarily specifically going to go through programming Control 4. They're going to go through Control 4 programming for that, because they've already got a, in-person experience already built around that. So there's no point in us, recreating or trying to do that for them.
Understand. And then
Yeah.
last one, you said you guys are going to go around and do trainings at conferences and stuff. Will we see you guys at CDA Expo this year at all?
Yes, you will.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. Thank you.
Yep. Good
Hey,
question.
Dante, what's our oh, is it NTT NMG, the discount code?
Yes.
NTT NMG. Okay, putting that in the chat. There we might need to fix. I just tried to apply it and it said that. Well, we'll get that out there, but that's, you can take a look at that. I tried to apply it and it didn't look like it.
Inside of the sign up link,
Mm-hmm.
I'll take a look at it
Yeah,
afterwards.
we'll get that fixed. So just don't do it until we get that, and we'll send out all the information, Dante's information. But do you want to get a little more granular, Dante, on what the different trainings have to offer?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm gonna go live. I'm gonna stop sharing real quick and I'm gonna go live to our site really quick so I can just pop that up for you and you can see exactly uh, some of the offerings that we offer. Uh, all right. Let's go back to share. All right. You guys are all right. So here we go here. So I'm going to go over to training events really quick. So on our site, you can see here the in-person experiences that we offer. Our new technician is truly designed for a new technician. Now, I will tell you, we've had companies send over, seasoned technicians because they wanted them to go through the process to see what that looks like, and to validate, what we're teaching and we're training, right? Our goal here is again not to be any vendor specific, not to focus on any vendor specifically, but to to if you were to hire a brand new technician, for example, we had a company hire a brand new technician on a Friday, got him a plane ticket, and sent him down to the class on that started on that Monday. That technician stayed with us for a week, and when they came back, they were able to put that technician on the schedule to do pre-wires and trims. Why? Because we teach them how to do pre-wires, how to do trims, how to do retros. While they're inexperienced, we also again teach them how to mount TVs, how to build racks, how to set up basic TVs, set up the equipment in the rack, like basic setup, but not advanced programming or anything like that. So over a 5-day period, they go through that. Every bit of our training is hands-on. There may be a brief, like 5-10 minute session where we talk about what we're going to do, but it's all practical while we're there. Also, in the prerequisite, we have prerequisite content that we have for the technicians, and inside of those prerequisite contents, there's, a learner's guide and a coach's guide. And the coach's guide actually will walk you through what we're doing over this 5-day period, right? And so you can actually perform these trainings in your facility. I've actually had folks come out, enjoy the experience, but decided, hey, you know what, can you help me stand this up inside of my facility? And absolutely, I will come out if you have the space and I will help you set it up and teach you how to do it in your own facility if you want, if you have someone dedicated and that's passionate about doing this. But this is just an opportunity for you. If you have a new person, you're bringing them in and you want them to, you don't have the bandwidth to do to get them up to par, because most companies that I've traveled around and interviewed the technicians with have always talked about, what their onboarding experience looked like. And it usually is, hey, day one, I come in the office, I do some paperwork, and then I get in the truck, and then I'm picking up trash for the next 90 days, right? Or helping, like learning very slowly over the next 90 days. Well, sending them to us for our new technician training, we will make sure that when they come back to you, that you can literally start billing them as a billable resource. So our goal is to drive efficiency, but also to hand you back a productive technician. And part of that experience also, again, is providing you with that, that holistic scorecard at the end. So that way we can give you feedback on that individual, because they may not necessarily be the best hire, or they might be a rock star, right? But we're going to give you that feedback, and we're also going to tell you what you need to do to continue their education as far as coaching and things like that as well, right? And so that's the new technician training. Our project management boot camp, is, it's a 3-day experience. We walk the team through, we walk the team through, how to successfully not only manage a project, but how do you lead a team? So we spend uh, probably the first day or majority of the first day going through leadership training in there and teaching them how to successfully lead, how to hold themselves accountable, to making sure that the technicians have a great experience. One of the things that I talk to them about often in this session is that we are all each other's clients, right? The client is the employee and the customer. So how we treat our how we treat our employees is how we're going to turn around and treat our customers. So we spend time going through that. The sales playbook and the leadership experience are two new experiences that we're offering now. So we built out the industry's first sales playbook. We have a 19 course session that we built out on, what's involved in the playbook. But also we teach in this class, we teach the sales folks how to drive their business to the next $1 million in sales through efficiency, right? So we walk them through, how to, the selling process, but we also walk them through, how to go out there and hunt, because we know that really most sales folks that are hunters are going to be the business owners. They start the company, they're hungry, they want to grow their company, whereas a lot of times you can't find a lot of sales hunters out there. So most of the time you're dealing with what we call farmer sales folks, right? And so we want to teach them hunter mentality. It may not come to them naturally, but guess what? We're going to teach them the process around how do you successfully hunt, how do you successfully overcome objections, how do you engage with clients and things like that. So it's all, again, another hands-on experience. It's a lot of role playing, a lot of interaction, communication, things like that in the sales playbook experience, right? But we're also going to give them an example of a sales playbook that they can come back to your facility with, and you can take that and incorporate it into your process if you don't have something like this in place, right? And we'll just have an example of a vision of good, so that way you can build that sales playbook around your company specific processes and use that if you ever onboard new sales folks. But if you're hiring a new person, or you have someone in your company right now that you think could benefit from that, then the sales playbook experience is a great experience to send them to. Next one is that leadership one. That's a 2-day experience. And what that is it is SLAM stands for strategy, leadership, accountability, and mastery. And those are the things that we really focus on inside of this training. We're gonna teach them about strategizing, how to be a great leader, how to be accountable to themselves, but also accountable to their team, and how to continuously master their trade and their skills to be a successful leader, right? And so we'll do all that in a 2-day time frame there. Now, with our experiences down bottom, you'll see like the dates on the site. And here you can register here. And again, there's a special discount code that you guys have, so don't worry about the pricing you see online. And so that's how you're going to register for any of the experiences where you come out to our facility. If it's something that you want me to come out to your facility to teach or coach or train on, then there's a whole nother process, and I can share that with you too. I just have a book me link, so that way we can hop on a call and do a one-on-one, and we can plan that out before we come out there. I'm going to go back to the front page here, just because any of our services that we offer, you can click the learn more button here, and it will open up into another page that gives you a little bit more of an overview of exactly what we do and how we break that down. Okay, so those are but as far as the in-person trainings that we have at the facility that we are excited to offer and bring to you, you're going to find those all on the training events page, and those dates will often update. Another cool thing is that we can, I have instructors. Our new technician training is led by by actual previous technicians that are now my instructors who have experience in the field. So it's not just Dante, who's really never been a technician. Go in here and try to teach them how to be a technician. I've managed teams of technicians for sure. I've actually put myself in the field for 90 days alongside those technicians as I was building out these trainings to understand a little bit more of, the process. But every experience that we built within our organization or at IntegrateU has all been from us bringing in subject matter experts from around the industry, and we build it together, and then we do several betas on it just to make sure that it's going to be truly impactful as individuals leave, and then we go live with those experiences. So right now you see these four, but I will tell you we're also partnering with Bruce over at LED, which stands for Lighting Excellence Dojo, and we're helping them build out the new in-person training for lighting installation as well. So that'll be another offering you'll see pop up here shortly on our page, and then you'll see it from the LED page as well. So I'm going to stop for a second just because I want to make sure that see if anyone has any questions before we move on.
I had a
So
question.
yeah, good.
Um, so I think you mentioned something about doing conference training. Is that only in Virginia, or do you have anything planned across the states?
So right now, I do know that I'm going to be participating in the leadership symposium for Audion in June, later this month, and then the sales symposium in July. Right. I will tell you too that for uh, the first half of 2026, we're doing a 16 city tour. So we will be traveling around and hosting these trainings uh, throughout 16 locations, but we haven't announced that yet. I'm just giving you
Um,
some insight.
Great.
Okay.
And then like kind of a follow-up question, this might be more for you, Dante and Patrick. I'm wondering if maybe we can coordinate something where, local ASIO members, we do like a group training across multiple companies to help with the price. I'm not sure if that's something we'd be interested in, but we're located in Los Angeles, so I'm sure there's plenty of other companies in the area that might be interested in pooling together and doing a group training.
Yeah, for sure. And I will tell you this, the only training that we specifically need we have a dedicated spaces for is any of the technical training because hauling around a lot of that equipment is a lot. So that's why, like I said earlier, like I don't mind helping people stand up their own training for the technician training in-house. But as far as like the other trainings, yeah, you could definitely like just if you wanted to do like find a local hotel somewhere and we want to do the project management boot camp or the sales experience or the leadership experience, we could definitely put something together and do it on the road because that's not a lot of, heavy equipment that we're carrying around and bringing more. So it's either you bringing your laptop and me bringing a workbook and then we're going live. How about that?
Yeah. Remember that this handshake was shook the 2 days before our conference in Indy. So this is brand new, right? And to Dante's point, our leadership symposiums are now going to have a big part of his leadership and his sales programming into it. It's not going to be the full thing. It's going to be a little bit of a tweak on it, a little bit of a hybrid, but it's the core of it. So Dante has been tasked with, and he's happy to do so, taking over a lot of our symposiums. So if you want to get a taste for this stuff, go to our symposiums. I think we have 3 seats left for our leadership in Pompano Beach, Florida, which is coming up in about 2 weeks here. And then July, in about a month, in about 5 weeks here, we're going to be in San Diego doing our sales. Dante will be there too, so you'll get a taste of that there. But I think that's a great idea. Desiree is let's get Dante on the road and let this thing develop. I mean, it's only been a couple of months and we've been spending a lot of time just talking about how we engage better together. And getting off to a good start means let's fill up this class that we asked him to put together right out here at this Tech one. But Bruce is starting something, and they're going to be helping him out. There's no reason that we can't start expanding this, and I think it's a great idea actually to see if we can't get Dante over on the West Coast and just make that. I know travel is crazy. I know the price of everything is insane. You should see the F&B on our upcoming flagship event. Your eyes would water. Things are just crazy expensive now, so
Yeah.
we can help by getting Dante closer. It's easier to move one person, I would say. And John asked a question too, Dante, for that all-in price. Does that cover lodging? I assume not travel, right?
Yeah, so that price does not cover lodging or travel. So any travel expenses. That does cover meal, lunch and dinner every day that they're there. So
Okay, cool.
and yeah, like also like Desiree, that was you that was speaking, right?
Yeah, that was me.
Okay. All right, awesome. Yeah, I was gonna say it's actually like if we did go on a road, at that point you're not paying per seat because like now you're just paying to get me out there and paying for whatever facility that we host. So it would drive the cost down if you pulled a group of people together. So just keep that in mind.
Yeah, the future of the way I talked about this again a couple months ago, the way that we're gathering next year, we want to spend the back half of the year focused on. We used to sort of have a rotating cast of who we focused on for some symposiums, excuse me. And ironically, they did line up exactly what Dante does: technicians, PMs, sales, and leadership for our symposiums. Um, we wanted to make that more permanent. So if we have a flagship event, we can have more permanent symposiums. So that might be the way that we have a rotating kind of cast and have Dante out there and kind of figure it out that way. So, this is all coming together. It's all collaborating at the same time. This is all handshakes happening. And this is the first kickoff, is just getting Dante out here. So you guys know who he is. You have his information. We know how much things cost, and you guys can get people out there and we can really start poking holes in it. But the nice part is that, he's been doing this a while. So this has already been tried, true, tested, and tweaked. So we get to come in with a more polished product for sure. He's learning something, I'm sure, every time he puts one of these on.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm sure you have some crazy stories too from a couple of these new tech trainings. Probably seen a cast of characters, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, what I will tell you it is because like especially with the technical training, like like when we talk, we go over the etiquette part. We spend the first probably hour they come in talking about etiquette and what that should look like, and it just you'd be surprised that how people show up. The technicians show up to these things. They think they're on vacation, so they walk in with sweatpants and flip flops on, and I'm like, sorry, you got to go back to your hotel room because we're using tools, and you're actually doing the experience. You're not watching slideshows and things like that. And then I've had people reach out to me afterwards when we send them back the holistic scorecard, and they're like, oh my gosh, like thank you so much for this, because you know what, that just gave me all the insight that I needed, whether it turned out to be great or they ended up doing something, going a different route with individuals. And then I've had people not even pay attention to it and reach out to me after they terminate the person and go, hey, I wish you would have told me this beforehand. I was like, did you read that email I sent back to you? So but I will tell you, it's too, like it's great. It's a great networking opportunity, whether it's for new technicians. And one of our agreements is no matter who you send to us, like our goal is never, we're not in the recruiting business, so we will not allow, we don't try to get, like I know, for example, like especially being here in Richmond, like we have several dealers that'll send their folks to us for trainings. And they all are competitors to each other, but our mission is to help you build a network, right? Not necessarily for job purposes, but to, like, you never know who you're going to need to help support you on a project. You may not have, enough resources out there, but now that you have this network that you've built, you have someone that you can reach out. And I will tell you this, every group that's come, we put them on this group chat board, and I can tell you what, they still communicate to this day, like to the point where I have to silence it sometimes because they're talking all the time. Hey, how is things going over at your dealership? How are you doing? And it's just crazy, but I love it.
Yeah, I think the scorecard is really where it's at. I mean, I think this is an amazing opportunity. A lot of people say that they have 3 months to try out a new technician, right? I mean, at
Yeah.
this cost, you're basically $5 an hour, paying Dante to figure out whether or not they're worth the $5 an hour. 520 hours is 3 months, is what I'm saying. You could pay this money, send somebody there for 3 days, and figure out if you want to pay out the rest of those dollars to this person, or figure out right away whether they're a good fit or not.
Yeah. I'll just share some pictures with you guys of like the facility. This is our new technician training right here. Everybody is doing something. No one's standing around. These are not prop photos, I promise you. And but they learn in-house for safety purposes, on how to do a lot of this stuff. And everyone has their own, like for the technician, everyone has their own dedicated workstation, their own dedicated walls, their own dedicated tools. We provide them with the tools that they need, to go throughout the experience as well. So it's just, and then, like again, every time we do an exercise, we also do a review afterwards, and then we sign off. So like they practice, they will first, we teach them, especially for a new person who may have never done any of this type of work that we do. We go through, the tools and what the purpose of each tool is, even though they go through a prerequisite. Well, we go through a speed version of that, and then we walk them through how to accurately use those tools. They walk away with a workbook, by the way, that they can bring back to you that has this signed off, all the practical stuff they did, it's signed off on, and we won't sign it off if we think they need some additional time doing that. But we also give them time in between breaks, or like at the end of the session, we hang around for another hour or two if they want to stay back and practice doing some additional stuff. They are allowed to stay there. Also, this training facility that we have here in Richmond is inside of a live CI operating business. We bought the warehouse side, the back of their warehouse, and built out the training facility up in there. And so like it's so cool because we get to, like, if there's technicians that's coming in and they're in between jobs or something, like we can bring them in and have them also commingle with the folks. Like when I'm doing the project management training, I bring in some of their PMs, or bring some local PMs from the Richmond area to talk about their experience as well. Same thing with the sales and the leadership.
Dante, do you have an example of something you've evolved kind of recently to this course, as you've seen it? They said like, hey, last year we added this because we saw this, is it lighting or is it something, just curious kind of how you've evolved the class, and then what's the most kind of recent thing you were like, this is what we honed
Yeah.
in on because we kept seeing that pop up.
Yeah, so I will tell you, when we started this experience, it started out as a 3-day experience, right? And now it's a 5-day experience. And the reason why is because like we always, not only do we send, the scorecard out, but we ask for feedback from every participant that comes through the class. And we also ask for feedback from, the individuals when they come back to the dealerships. We ask their managers or whoever registered them or signed them up for the training to give us feedback. And we try what we always do every 2 years. We try to update whatever needs to be updated. But what we realized was a lot of folks did not want to send their folks for level 1 training and then level 2 training. And when we asked them specifically, what do you think we should add to this? A lot of folks want it. They say, hey, you know what? We have our guys mounting TVs and building racks and doing things like that, like right from the, like within the first couple weeks of them being on the job. And I was like, okay, well, awesome. Then you know what? We'll take that feedback. We'll do a beta and see how that works out. And so, that's expanded to, making the program a 5-day program where we added, doing TV installations, doing wire management. And, we not only we do building racks, but we teach them how to, set up equipment inside of, custom, like set it on shelves or set it inside of, audio AV furniture and how to make that look really good. We do competitions on, wire management, for whether it's for the rack or for the or for the shelves or the cabinets. We do an experience on that, and then we have those guys get evaluated on how accurate and how awesome that looks. Our mission is to never, it's not about how quick you can get it done, especially if you're a new technician. It's about, how accurate you can be, within a short period of time. We talk about, industry standards for how long it should take to do a certain thing. We talk about, like bend radius and different types of material and things out there that you may encounter while you're out in the field. And so, but also another thing is we've been able to pull a lot of the stuff out and make it a prerequisite course and add more time to do other things based on that feedback as well. So like, for example, like when we first built out the TV mounting in the rack building course, that was level 2, and that was another 3.5-day experience that we had. So some of the things that we did in there, we now made a prerequisite course where they can review that content and that material. So that's how we were able to squeeze the rest of that and make it a 5-day experience versus having them come to us 5 days and then turn around and come back for another, day and a half,
Right.
2 days. Does that make sense?
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Any other questions for Dante, guys? This is your chance. We'll send out the information. I did try a trial run with that coupon. I don't think it worked, so we'll figure that out and we'll get the right code out or make sure it's enabled in the background here. But we'll get that right after this, and then we'll send a recording of this out as well, so you can share it with your team. And then, so you're going to get 3 registration links, one for Dante's technician course, and you can look at the rest of IntegrateU while you're there. We have a couple seats left that if you're going to send someone to Florida, do it today. I think tomorrow is going to be our drop dead for that. And then we're going to do sales training with Dante in San Diego in July. So July, I believe that's July, double check that, 22nd, July 22nd down in San Diego. And we're going to take a trip to Environmental Lights in San Diego, taking a trip to IC Real Time. And we're just really excited, guys. Like, this is, like I said, the thing that you've been asking for. Dante's here. They've been doing it. I mean, this is we're going to get our hands dirty with this, and please register for that August class because we asked them to set that up just for us. So we're hoping to engage with that and make it happen.
Right down here on the site, there's a book a meeting with me. So if you click that, it'll open up my Calendly schedule, so that way you can book a time to do a one-on-one conversation with me. I just saw that pop up on the chat. Sorry.
Yeah, how to book a meeting. That's right.
Yeah.
No, very cool.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we're in good shape. Dante, any last messages out there?
No, I just truly am excited to support everyone on this journey. I will tell you this too, our engagements are, I heavily believe that, coaching you guys or coaching anybody to be able to, do these processes is my mission, right? I will tell you that the reason I even, opened up an in-person training facility is because I was traveling to, companies, and I was in high demand and there was only one me. So I said, hey, you know what, if I can open up this facility, then you can send as many folks to me and we can train as many folks together as possible. I will tell you, our new technician experience, we limit it to 12 students per session just because we don't want it to be too big to where you lose the audience and we leave someone behind. We have not only the instructor, but we have an assistant in there to help the instructor with evaluating and helping these folks through. And in the other sessions, likewise, we have the instructor and we have someone else that usually hangs around to help support. So that way, but outside of the new technician, the other sessions, we keep those we limit those to 16 as well. Just because, again, we want to make sure that it's small, it's intimate, and that we're not losing our audience. But again, everything is hands-on, practical, with maybe 5-10 minutes max of teaching in between whatever exercise we're doing. And then the rest of the time, they are actually physically doing stuff in the project management when they're actually building out a project while we're there. We actually adjusted the project management one to integrate AI in it. So now we're teaching them how to even be more efficient by using AI to help you build out the planning process, to help you build that out. And we don't even require that they bring a computer to any of our experiences, because guess what? Everything that we teach, you can do from your phone. And most people have smartphones nowadays. So, but yeah, so we do, as it's like I said, like, as we run these sessions, yeah, we may have the books and everything printed out with the experience, but you know what, as it evolves, we'll just, we update it and add new stuff as technology changes out. So good stuff. Exciting.
Yeah, very exciting. That's very cool. I did not know that. And I will mention too, Dante has a book. We're handing out books at these symposiums coming up. So come hang out with us. Come to the symposiums and sign people up. But otherwise, thank you, Dante, so much for showing up. Thank you guys all for tuning in for this hour here. I'm excited. I think you guys are too. The other thing we'll talk about is creating an education champion. And I think that's kind of a designation most of you are picking up. So we'll talk more about how we're evolving that role and helping you help train your team. So thanks, guys. Thanks for everybody showing up. Dante, thank you so much for giving us an hour of your time. And we'll send out a big email with a bunch of links in it, how to contact Dante, how to sign up for things. And yeah, thanks so much, guys. Thank you for being part of Ozione. And we will see you in the next one.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Take care.